Finding happiness in simple baking moments. The world outside can be loud, a relentless hum of demands and deadlines. It rushes and roars, pulling us in 1,000 different directions until we feel frayed at the edges. But here, in the quiet sanctuary of the kitchen, time slows down. The air, thick with the scent of melting butter and toasted sugar, becomes a balm for the weary soul. This is where the chaos fades, replaced by the gentle, rhythmic dance of creation. It's a space where simple ingredients, flour, sugar, eggs, butter transform into something magical. And in that transformation, we too are changed. The process is a meditation, a mindful journey back to ourselves. Each sift, each stir, each knead is a deliberate act of presence, a small rebellion against the hurried pace of modern life. It's not just about the final product, the golden brown crust or the tender crumb. It's about the moments in between. It's about the feeling of cool dough yielding under your palms, the satisfying scrape of a spatula against a bowl, the quiet anticipation as you watch a cake rise through the oven door. This is where we find a pocket of peace, a slice of joy, a taste of happiness, one simple bake at a time. It's the rediscovery of a fundamental truth, that the greatest pleasures are often the most uncomplicated, found not in grand gestures but in the small, tactile, and deeply personal act of making something with our own two hands. The ritual begins with an almost sacred hush. Pulling the bag of flour from the pantry, the soft, powdery weight of it in your hands feels like potential. It's a blank canvas, a promise of what's to come. The simple act of measuring is a study in precision and care. Scooping the flour into a cup, leveling it with the back of a knife, these are not chores, but deliberate, focused movements. There's a quiet satisfaction in the clink of a measuring spoon, the rustle of sugar being poured into a bowl. Each ingredient is given its moment. The crack of an egg against the side of a bowl is a sharp, clean sound, followed by the gentle plop of the yolk and white. It's a small, perfect moment of creation. Then comes the butter, cool and firm from the refrigerator, its waxy paper crinkling as you unwrap it. Cutting it into cubes, feeling the slight resistance of the knife, is another step in this patient choreography. These initial preparations are the foundation, not just for the bake, but for a state of mind. They require you to slow down, to pay attention to the details. You can't rush this part. You have to be present. In a world that prizes multitasking and speed, this singular focus is a luxury. It's a chance to quiet the noise in your head, to let go of the to-do lists and worries, and to simply be, to be here, now, with these humble ingredients, on the cusp of creating something wonderful. Then, the alchemy begins. The sifter, a simple machined metal contraption, becomes a magical tool. As you turn the crank, a fine, ethereal cloud of flour and cocoa powder rains down into the bowl. It's a gentle snowfall, light and airy, transforming the lumpy, dense powders into a uniform, delicate base. The act itself is hypnotic, the rhythmic turning and the soft cascade of particles. This is where the ingredients first start to merge, to lose their individual identities and become part of something greater. Next, the whisk. Plunging it into the dry ingredients, the wires create a miniature vortex, blending the flour, sugar, salt, and leavening agents into a harmonious mixture. The sound is a soft, satisfying whisper. You're not just mixing, you're aerating, preparing the foundation for a light, tender crumb. When the wet ingredients are introduced, the rich, golden yolks, the splash of vanilla extract with its intoxicating aroma, the stream of melted butter, the transformation accelerates. The first few stirs with a spatula are hesitant, revealing streaks of dry and wet. But as you continue to fold and mix, the disparate elements begin to surrender to one another. The dry, dusty flour drinks in the moisture, the fats coat the particles, and a cohesive batter begins to form. It's a moment of beautiful surrender. The texture changes under your hand, from gritty and separate to smooth and glossy. The color deepens, the aroma intensifies, a complex perfume of sweetness and spice. This is the heart of baking, a tangible, visible process of unification, a metaphor for how scattered pieces can come together to create a beautiful, integrated whole. The true connection happens when your hands meet the dough. There is something primal and deeply grounding about kneading. It's a physical conversation between you and your creation. The initial dough can be sticky, shaggy, and unruly, but as you begin to push, fold, and turn, a rhythm is established. The warmth of your hands transfers to the dough, activating the yeast, waking it up. The dough, in turn, pushes back, its growing elasticity a sign of life. You feel the gluten developing, the structure building with each press of your palms. It's a workout, yes, but it's also a meditation. The repetitive motion allows your mind to wander, or better yet, to empty. You're focused only on the feel of the dough beneath your fingers, its texture, its responsiveness. Is it too dry? Does it need more flour? Is it smooth and supple yet? This tactile feedback is something no machine can replicate. It's an intuitive dance. You learn to read the dough, to understand what it needs. This is where the baker's craft truly lies, not just in following a recipe, but in feeling your way through the process. Whether it's kneading a sturdy bread dough, gently shaping a delicate scone, or rolling out a flaky pie crust, your hands are your most important tools. They connect you directly to the food you are making, infusing it with your care and attention. In a world that is increasingly digital and detached, this physical hands-on act is a powerful way to reconnect with your body, your senses, and the physical world around you. The oven is a box of quiet magic. Sliding the tray inside, you close the door on a pale, unformed creation and surrender it to the transformative power of heat. This is the stage of patient observation, a lesson in trust. You've done your part. Now you must let the heat do its work. The small window in the oven door becomes a portal to another world. You peer through, watching for the first signs of change. The initial minutes are slow, almost imperceptible. But then, it begins. The edges of a cookie start to melt and spread. The center of a cake begins to dome. The layers of a pastry start to puff and separate, rising towards the light. It's a silent, dramatic performance. You watch as pale dough blushes with color, slowly turning a delicate golden, then a deeper, more robust brown. The chemistry of heat is a miracle to behold. The Maillard reaction creating complex flavors, the starches gelatinizing, the sugars caramelizing into a beautiful crust, and then there is the aroma. It starts as a faint, buttery whisper, but it soon grows, filling the kitchen, seeping into every corner of the house. It's the smell of home, of comfort, of celebration. It's a scent that triggers memories and creates new ones. The waiting is an active part of the joy. It builds anticipation, a sweet tension that makes the final reveal all the more rewarding. This period of waiting teaches us patience, a virtue often lost in our instant gratification culture. It reminds us that good things take time, that some processes cannot be rushed, and that the most profound transformations often happen quietly, when we are simply watching and waiting. The moment of reveal is pure, unadulterated joy. The timer buzzes, its sharp sound cutting through the warm, fragrant air, signaling that the wait is over. Dawning oven mitts, you open the door, and a wave of concentrated, delicious heat washes over your face. And there it is, transformed, golden, perfect. What was once a humble collection of simple ingredients is now a masterpiece, a testament to your care and patience. Carefully, you lift the tray from the oven, its weight and warmth a satisfying finality. Placing it on a cooling rack, you can hear the gentle crackle as it begins to settle, a soft sigh of accomplishment. This is a moment of pure pride. You made this. With your own two hands, you brought this beautiful thing into the world. The joy isn't just in the visual appeal, the burnished crust of a loaf of bread, the glossy chocolate glaze on a cake, the delicate crumb of a scone. It's in the knowledge of the entire journey. You remember the feel of the flour, the scent of the vanilla, the rhythm of the kneading. The patient, watched by the oven door. The final product is a physical embodiment of that entire process, a repository of all the small, happy moments that led to its creation. It is a joy that is meant to be shared. The act of offering a warm slice of cake or a freshly baked cookie to someone you love extends the happiness, creating a ripple effect of comfort and connection. It's a simple gesture that says, I was thinking of you. I took the time. I made this for you. In that act of sharing, the simple joy found in the kitchen multiplies, spreading warmth and sweetness far beyond the oven door. Finding happiness in simple baking moments